we do the workshops, we take a small group of 6. We don't take any more because really you can't give them the personalised tuition. You might have a range of skills. We get professional chefs asking us to teach them in traditional methods, right to people who maybe their husband or wife has died and the other partner always did the cooking. We give them a welcome drink. They all get to know each other as well. People quite often come on their own, so it's nice for them to have sort of half an hour where they're chatting and bonding.
You come in and we will teach you the same way, the same way I was taught by my mum and the same way I've taught Sophia.
That's why we teach them in our house. So we're mother and daughter team, Sophia and Surinder, and we've been running Pure Punjabi for 3 years
now. Yeah.
Today we did onion bhajis, which we called pakore. We then did a main of aloo gobi, so cauliflower and potato, and then we did the breads, roti, the daily
roti.
bread.
Yeah. So
the bread is always the part that they think is going to be easier than it is, but that's definitely a practice makes perfect thing. It's just getting used to it. But yeah, no, it was a lovely group of people to teach this morning. What's really nice, and this happens with most groups, everybody gelled really well within the first half an hour, which is why we have them come in a little bit early to have a drink, because if they bond really well in that first half an hour, they natter away to each other, they start giggling over stories they're telling one another, and the atmosphere is just lovely in the room.
the original products are obviously from my mother. So she taught me to cook from a very young age. So by 11 I was doing all the food, cooking all the dinners, and she taught me how to make the garam masala and how to really make, you know, everything. So it's something I've always known how to do. And then in 2010 I had a small shop and decided that, you know, it'd be silly to buy in spices when I was selling specialty food. And so I contacted the local authority, found out what needed to be done, and then bottled those two products. And that was really the origin of it.
So I'd left a company with kind of the promise to join another company, and the contract was just really odd. I had a bad feeling, but I'd already left my existing job, so I kind of had a panic. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? And Mum said, well, you've always liked food, and I worked in the events and conference industry. So Mum said, take the products, which she was selling in her shop at the time. It's a little specialty produce shop. And she said, here's a loan. If it doesn't work, then, you know, you've tried it. You don't have any children or any commitments, so it's not the end of the world. And if it does work, then that's great.
We thought people would want us to cook for them, which was the case, and we did pop-up roasting, that was fine, but what we didn't realise is they wanted to learn how to cook it.
Every time we do an event, people would say, can you show us how you make this? Or they'd catch a glimpse of us cooking something and see, you know, the big breads puffing up and the bhajis frying and coming out these random non-round shapes, and they'd say, can you show us how to do that? And we actually found the more that we were doing this, the higher and higher the demand came. So it's actually the biggest part of our business now, but it sort of emerged by accident.
The way we anticipated is that we would do the cooking, not that we would be showing people how to do the cooking. That's where the difference
I think it's
came.
still got the original business plan, and it was like 30% of the revenue would come from products and 70% would come from catering, but actually it's completely different now, because the cookery school is definitely the biggest part, along with weddings. So yes, we just didn't expect people to want to know, but I think that's been the change in the climate. When we started, people did just want it done for them. They wanted to buy it, they didn't have time. But now I think through the recession and things, people see time as being far more valuable.
It's
health,
a big thing for watching.
yeah, health is a big area of interest now, and knowing what's in your food, and they want that control back. My brothers obviously can't come in the kitchen when we're teaching people.
Yeah, it just becomes an out of bounds area for the rest of the family during that period. And also, I think, I suppose because it's in your own home, I suppose that some of the challenges are making sure that we, you know, look after our own home and keep the wear and tear down. 2017
will be mostly about the online cookery schools. We've had so many requests of people to learn that you know, there's a clear demand. So just letting people know that it's out there. There's 7 different versions which we've created because we've noticed that people are really dying for this information. So we've got the traditional course, which is what we teach when they come here. We've got the gluten-free, dairy-free, plant-based, so vegans and vegetarians, which is a hugely growing market. We've got the weight loss, and then
we're healthy eating, because most of the food we only need to exclude a few dishes, like obviously the frying advantages, which in themselves are very healthy ingredients, but obviously the frying elements. So we've taken a few things out and put in alternatives, and you can really eat well.